Welcome to On the Beat, everyone. I'm Troy Thompson. Joining me today is the man that has given us such great information over the last few years. Of course, Dr. Cameron Huxford from Huxford Clinic Pulmonary Sleep Medicine. Welcome to the show, my friend.
Troy, hello.
Good
How
to
are
see
you?
you. I'm fantastic. All right, we've talked about this many times, but I think with everyone with allergies and everything that's going on out there in the world right now at this time of the year, let's talk a little bit about sleep disorders, because I have to say, I have been sleeping very badly because of the allergies. But let's get into it and find out, what is an actual sleep disorder to begin with?
A lot of people, will have issues with their sleep. It could be not getting enough sleep. It could be waking up short of breath and various things like that. So in my realm of things, we see asthma contributing to poor sleep. We see sleep apnea. Those are the biggest things I see.
And that's one of the things, because I have been suffering so badly from the allergies, I've started to think, has this become an asthma issue? Is that possible?
Oh, sure. Especially this part of the country, in the spring with the pollen, allergies are a big trigger for asthma. People, what we call allergic asthma. There's a certain environmental triggers. There's also food triggers. As part of the workup that I do at my office, but other clinics do, you can be tested for certain allergies. It can be as simple as a blood test, or it can be, more in depth with all the pricks along your back or your arm.
Right. Well, let's get into some of the treatment methods, if you wouldn't mind. How do we know we have sleep apnea to begin with? What tests are performed?
In order to have sleep apnea, you have to have a sleep study. Those can be at home or in lab. Home studies were gaining traction before COVID because they're considerably more or less expensive than an in-lab one. But with COVID and some concern about being out, we do more home sleep studies. And so either a home or in-lab study will diagnose sleep apnea.
All right. And once we're being diagnosed with sleep apnea or a sleeping disorder, what are the next steps for us?
Well, as we've talked about some on previous episodes, kind of the gold standard is a CPAP. That's the mask that people wear on their face at night. But other treatment options are an oral appliance that a dentist will. I work in conjunction with dentists to have those made. And then there's a new device called Inspire, which is like a pacemaker that's placed in the skin, under the skin, that controls your tongue while you sleep. There's yeah, so there's definitely options. It's not always just sleep apnea. Some people are fearful of that.
Okay, I want to ask you about that latest one that sits underneath the tongue. Is that covered by insurance if you were diagnosed with sleep apnea?
Yes, Medicare covers that, and commercial insurance covers it too. It's usually for people, they have to have, there's certain criteria that we walk through with people, but then insurance does cover it.
Wonderful. All right. Is there a cure for sleep apnea? And is it something we may grow out of, or all of a sudden it stops?
Usually we don't outgrow it, because if we're blessed to grow older, the chance of having it increases with age. Okay. So, but there are people, the one time where we see it, cured, if you will, is for people who weight influences sleep apnea. Not everyone who's overweight will have sleep apnea, and not everyone normal weight won't have sleep apnea. But for people who lose a substantial amount of weight, sometimes they can be cured of their sleep apnea and be able to come off the CPAP.
And that's one of the things. It's all about your lifestyle at home, right?
Right. That is correct.
Well, Dr. Cameron, we really appreciated all the times that you'll come on to the show and given us great information. We appreciate you.
All right. Thank you, Troy. Have a wonderful day.
If you want to find out more information, there it all is up on the screen. If you are having some sleeping issues, give Dr. Cameron Huxford a call. He's going to walk you through all the steps that you may need. Back after this short break.